I'm tired of listening to these people say how safe it was before we got here. It was unsafe. It was horrible. And Mayor Bowser better get her act straight or she won't be mayor very long, because we'll take it over with the federal government, run it like it's supposed to be run.
The News 4 team is looking into this latest threat. Ted Oberg joins us now to break down what could actually happen in D.C. at this point.
Yeah, so what can we make of all of this?
Can we just start by saying this was supposed to be an announcement about soccer, right? But here we are again.
Good point.
This is the latest, certainly not the first time President Trump has suggested taking over the whole city. He said it on camera, you just saw it, and you saw the tweet there just a couple minutes ago, just before 2 o'clock this morning, posting on Truth Social. Washington, D.C. is safe again, he said then. As bad as it sounds to say, there were no murders this week for the first time in memory. Mayor Muriel Bowser must immediately stop giving false and highly inaccurate crime figures, or bad things will happen, including a complete and total federal takeover of the city. Washington, D.C. will soon be great again, he said there early this morning. Look, it's true, crime is down since this takeover started. Not true, this is the first week in memory without a homicide. D.C. police statistics show D.C. went 16 days without a homicide in late February and early March of this year. But it is that takeover question that looms so large, and it's not clear exactly what he's talking about. There is always the threat of removing D.C. home rule. We checked the archives today, so it's not the first time he said something like this.
We will restore and renovate our nation's once great cities, making them safe, clean, and beautiful again. And that includes our nation's capital, which is a horrible killing field. Right now, it's a rat-infested, graffiti-infested, and we're going to take it away from the mayor, make it absolutely flawlessly beautiful, and I think we should take over Washington, D.C. Either they're going to straighten their act out in the terms of government and in terms of protection, or we're going to have to federalize and run it the way it's supposed to be run.
It is certainly something he keeps coming back to. Look, getting rid of home rule, the congressional act that allows D.C. to govern itself with the mayor and council, is just that. It's an act of Congress. So when Congress gets back to D.C. next month, Congress could undo home rule. It would take 60 votes in the Senate and require the help of Democrats because of the filibusters. So that may be unlikely. Not impossible, just unlikely. Trump could also reinstate a control board. That may be a little easier. Congress could do that too, but again, 60 votes. And while it's never been tested, some legal and D.C. experts think President Trump could reinstate a control board solely by executive order. It was last used in the 90s to get the city's financial house in order. Mayor Bowser points out the city has had 30 straight balanced budgets, going back now 3 decades. But some D.C. experts we've spoken to say control boards aren't limited to solely financial reasons. So it would give the president's appointees total control of the city. It would probably be tested in the courts right away, right? We saw that happen last week, but these days it does seem President Trump willing to test his luck in the courts.
And is there a reason why he wants to take it that far? Like bring in a control board once again after what the mayor has pointed out in terms of not just crime statistics, but balancing the budget?
Yeah, look, I think it is a great question as to why he wants total control of the city, because once you have the city, it's all his, right? Sanitation, parks and rec, the streets, the schools, that's a lot to manage. While you're the most powerful person in the world. So it's unclear exactly why he wants to take it over, but it is clear that this crime issue has taken control of his thinking on D.C. Clearly,
the mayor hates the word takeover, too, right?
She sure does.
But, I mean, isn't Trump saying, like, at the same time that it's working? Like, look, since we brought the troops here, look, the crime is down, so it's working, and
yes.
he tried to get it to
So, look, really confusing. So since the takeover began, right, on August 11th, D.C. crime statistics show that reported crime in D.C. is down. Violent crime, property crime, all crime, it's down. It's down compared to the 10 days before. It's down since the same period last year. Objectively, crime is down in D.C. since this started. And yet he keeps coming back to this anger over crime stats and the mayor saying that this was a safe city before.
Real quickly, the response to the number of residents and people who love the city who are saying, I walk the streets every day, I live here, I raise my family here, and I don't see the city that the president's describing.
And I think ultimately it doesn't matter. There's one guy who's making this decision, at least for now, and this afternoon in the Oval Office, he said if he wants to continue this emergency with or without Congress, he will do it.
All right.
Ted Oberg, thanks so much for providing us with that context today.